What's up, y'all? Welcome to this weekly reality review. We are back. We are all new. We are dropping music shows, interviews, reality. But we always got to talk about reality TV. So every Thursday, I'm going to be here. We got, you already know, Courtney Stewart in the building. We got to talk about the Traitors. It was a wild episode tonight. All the Housewives, Love Island, Baddies, everything. All right, so stay tuned. What up, y'all, and happy Thursday. It's your boy Jesse Janity, and welcome, and thank you guys for joining us. And yeah, we're a little late because y'all, Traitors was crazy tonight. You already know I gotta bring my homegirl in, Miss Courtney Stewart in the building. What up, boo?
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, we're back, and yo, I mean, as much as I want to hop into Traitors, I feel like we just got to hop into Traitors. We're going to get into Housewives in just a little bit and Baddies in a little bit and some hot topic stuff, but we got to talk about Traitors right at the top of the show because we literally just got done watching it. I was so hyped. I can't believe I literally sat here for 30 minutes without Courtney, like, being able to talk. So if y'all are not watching Traitors, if you haven't seen the episode, this is going to be a spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the episode, just watch this episode tomorrow. Go watch Traitors now, and then you can watch this episode tomorrow. So here's your chance. Actually, before you leave, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and leave us a comment. Boom. What up, y'all? Michael's in the building in the chat. He has arrived. And if you guys are watching me on TikTok, head on over to YouTube. Next Mood Swing, okay? All right, so let's talk about it. Traitors. This is my favorite show on TV. I came across it through just Peacock, and I watched the first season, the American version, loved it. Then watched the UK version, the Australian version, and now we are on the second season of Traitors. And I wanted to start this podcast weeks ago because Dan had my blood boiling. And
Down.
my thing is, ooh, right, take that sip, girl, because, yo, my thing is, so Dan, poverty, we're calling her poverty because she's sad. And Phaedra are the Traitors. And at first I was excited. I don't really remember Dan, but from Big Brother, but apparently people were really excited for him to come on the show. And he's supposed to be this amazing game player. I didn't see it at all, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch Big Brother to see why he was so amazing. I think the girl from Survivor, actually, I forget what her name is.
Oh,
Is she like Hispanic or mixed or something?
dark hair. She's a little, yeah. What? I totally just lost her
Well,
name.
whatever, but I think she's actually a really good game player.
Yeah,
uh
that thing she did with the pool table last week on episode 7 was impressive, and it made perfect sense, perfect logical sense, and she got some game if she gets to stick around.
Period. All right, so this week we get everybody in the building, and it's Poverty and Phaedra. At this point, they have to do this. They really got to get everybody off their track because Dan kind of put a stink on Phaedra for no reason. Here's my thing with Dan. Actually, I'm going to rewind it a week before Dan got kicked off and everyone was on Poverty. And Poverty randomly brought up Phaedra's name. And it just kind of came out of nowhere. She was like, oh, I feel like it's one of the Housewives. And Phaedra was like, why would you come and put a target on my back? There's so many people in the house that you could have put a target on their back. Why would you put it on mine? And like at first I was just like, that's really random and weird. Then the second week when Dan randomly was like, I have this big theory, just hold off, because everyone was putting the smoke on him. He came out and was like, Phaedra, out of nowhere. No one was suspecting Phaedra. And I don't want to like make things into race or, because maybe it wasn't racially charged. It just was weird. It just was like. And then I watched an interview with Dan after, and he was like, I didn't think she was a good game player. Obviously, I was wrong. If you're a good game player, you would have went back, watched other series. When you're a trader, you have to work with your traders as long as possible, and then towards the end, you can start taking each other out. You messed up because you already tried weakening your traders. Like, now you're turning the traders against each other, bro. Like, and that's why you're no longer on the show. Bye.
And for the record, if he's an amazing game player like he supposedly was, why didn't if it wasn't about race, which maybe it wasn't consciously about her being the black woman that
Maybe it
you
was
don't
about Housewives. Let's put it as Housewives.
maybe it's about Housewives, like whatever it was. Regardless, in that time, the suspicion was on Poverty.
Right.
So it would make sense for him to build his list of why it probably is Poverty and protect his other trader that hasn't been identified at all.
Exactly. It made no sense. So now you would think Poverty would have learned that lesson and been like, okay, I got to get really in with Phaedra. And it just kind of feels like, and I get too, like, just because you aren't hanging out in the house doesn't mean you guys still can't work together. At this point, Phaedra really can't work with Poverty because it's like, girl, you got a whole stink on your face. And Phaedra was saying, like, girl, you walking around with looking like the Ice Princess. Let's see what we got. Ronnie, what up? He just finished the episode of Traitors. So good. Yes, it was. Broken Arrow says Dan is good at reading people. He made it to the finale of Big Brother seasons. He was one. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this season because I mean the way people go up for I left one comment on one of his posts and the way people tried coming for me. Bye. Sorry, he may be good, but Phaedra knows how to read down, and she did, and she delivered again one of the best, shadiest remarks. Like it gave me from when she read Kenya for Filth. On Housewives, I think it was season 6, I believe. That $10 for a slice of pizza. All right, so this episode I love. All right, first season, if you haven't watched it, they did this cabin thing, which they did tonight. I thought the first season one was so funny though, like in the way they was dumping maggots on Kate. So Kate knew going into this that this was not going to be.
She saw that trap door. She was like, I can't do this no more. I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm gonna be over here.
Period. And I don't blame her either. So
with this Kate Chastain on Below Deck, oh my god, she was the best.
So I never had seen her. I never knew because I don't really watch Below Deck, but she was my favorite. I loved her on the first season, and I'm living for her loyalty for Phaedra this season. I do wish last episode, although it worked out in Phaedra's defense this week. Last week I was kind of a little irritated. Phaedra did not irritated, but like I wish Phaedra saved Kate because Kate went up for her. She's gone up for her every time, but she saved CT, which saved her this week because CT was like, I can't do that to somebody. Ronnie said, "Oh no,
don't even read it."
Huh?
Ronnie's crazy. Don't even read that.
Oh, bye. Ronnie, get out of here with that. Yes, that was the read.
That read down was necessary and perfect.
And iconic. That is one
iconic. Okay.
That's why we love Housewives of Atlanta, period. Don't disrespect Dan. Yeah, y'all look. See, and that's why your comment got muted, Michael.
And how is it disrespecting Dan? Dan is clearly not a good player because he's already gone.
Period. This episode surprised me. I didn't know Trishelle would be so good at the competition. Okay, so here's all right, well, let's talk about Trishelle. I actually don't think Trishelle's good at the competition because I think what happened in this episode is look how good Peter. Now, see, last week they messed up by separating themselves and kicking people out of the room when like Trishelle, Peter, and John were trying to like talk about stuff. Now it's weird, and now you got that Survivor girl, Ronnie. What's the name of the girl from Survivor?
Sandra, I looked it up.
Sandra. Now you got Sandra looking at y'all like, okay, I know I'm a faithful, and y'all are talking in another room. I got to make sure this group of people stays here. And we saw that with the pool table last week. So this week, I feel like Trishelle put the biggest target on her back because for y'all to go against the plan that everyone in the house was like, poverty's definitely it. And out of nowhere, you came out talking about Phaedra. You look like Dan. You literally look like Dan. Like it's like you're doing the same thing. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, now I think everyone's going to start putting suspicion on Trishelle and Peter. Because the other thing with Peter is you really tried coming for Phaedra, and I'm so happy. Phaedra was so good. She played it so smart, talking about, well, I was in the room when you were trying to work with poverty, and, I had to excuse myself because I just thought that was so crazy. And that made everyone look at Peter like, well, wait a minute, bro, what?
Yes. Nice play on Peter, though, for not trying to deny it or pretend like it didn't happen. Peter, as much as I don't like him, because he knows who the traitors are, I think he's playing a good game.
Period. And I think that he went against his best judgment. I think it'll actually be easy to get him to turn on Trishelle because all people have to start saying is, bro, like Trishelle, we had it on poverty, and Trishelle manipulated you to think it was Phaedra, just like Dan was trying to do. So I think they're going to get Peter and Trishelle. It's going to be one of them in the next episode.
I think it's gonna the next target's got to be on Peter because I feel like Trishelle is still sort of the lackey for that group, and Peter is still the like king
Yeah.
faithful. Like Phaedra came at him and we got that beautiful reaction from Kate, like, oh, okay, girl.
Okay. Broken Arrow says, I feel like CT would be a good trader. I think he would too.
He would.
And then Ronnie says, Phaedra definitely came with it at the round table. Her points were right on point. I mean, hey, like they said, she's a lawyer. She is good under pressure. I think the eye twitch thing, it was the craziest thing.
I mean, if we look at the eyelashes she keep wearing, that's probably why her eye twitching. Them lashes is real long and heavy, real long and heavy.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said because I watched it on TikTok and with everyone, and I think that's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, y'all are talking about her eye twitching. I did find it interesting that Sheree didn't. Sheree don't really be, even though she saved Phaedra last week, Sheree really don't be saying nothing. I'm like, y'all keep pointing at Phaedra, but Sheree quiet too. Like, she ain't saying nothing.
It's funny because I actually was listening to Tamra has
Podcast, yep.
a podcast about the Traitors, and Janelle usually is hosting with her, and they've been talking about it, and they kind of talk about a lot of the things that happen that we don't get to see in terms of footage. And apparently there was quite a bit of suspicion about Sheree from them for the whole competition. Like a lot of them were both shocked that it was Phaedra, but they definitely were like suspicious of Sheree from jump as well because she's so quiet and didn't have so much to say.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, like she kind of, because at least Phaedra gets along with people. It's like, what's her name? Isn't saying nothing at all. All right, so we get to the round table, right? Yeah, we get to the round table. I think Phaedra
But
did
wait,
a great.
hold up. Before we get to the round table, how you feel about them giving up and losing that money after the others having been in the freaking tunnel?
Honestly, I think it's fair for Kate because I feel like Kate last season got it worse than this season. I feel like last season, I think that they were trapped in that little room and they were pouring those maggots on. Like, I just feel like production was dying. And if you go back and watch last season, I feel like as production, like, because production, if something's going on, we like to push the buttons a little bit. So I feel like that. Now, here's a theory that I have, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm questioning, again, because I've worked on these types of shows, I'm questioning if Kate was I wonder if Kate actually knows. And I wonder if producers brought Kate back as a kind of like a producing puppet on the show, because now maybe she really is just genuinely going up for Phaedra and trying to figure out the game. Um, but I know Courtney didn't finish the very end, so I'm gonna tell you, Phaedra picks Kate to be a traitor, which no, I think is good, especially now because I feel like Kate kind of has the power with Peter, like the way she was kind of grilling Peter. But
Okay.
I also feel like the smarter play would have been, because this was the round, and I feel like producers wanted her to pick. Um, I feel like producers wanted her to pick Peter, because this would have been the perfect time to get Peter for the gameplay. Because if you bring Peter in now, he has either dies or he has to be a traitor. So if you make him a traitor, and then next week you start pushing the agenda with Kate, like, yo, Peter's a traitor, Peter's a traitor. Why would he randomly? Because now, what's the Asian kid's name from
Kevin.
Kevin? Now Kevin's got a stink on him. So I'm wondering if that would have actually been the smarter play. Because then if they did put it on Peter and he was a traitor, that takes total stink off Phaedra and now
Yeah.
starts looking towards Trishelle and them. Come on, put
Yeah.
me on. Put me in, coach. I'm down to play.
I feel like that would have made more sense for the game. However, would he end up being like the other dude and not accept it?
Then he would have died. That was the rule. This week was he either had to take it,
Oh.
or so basically, yeah. So the way that it ends is uh, Phaedra picks a person, and then that person doesn't go to where Phaedra is. They actually go in a dungeon, in a jail cell, and then Alan will probably present with Kate with the letter.
Then she
So
definitely picked Peter.
yeah, but I
But
think
actually, maybe not, because then Peter could still try to come for her. Oh, geez. I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Ronnie says, listen, I literally thought the exact same thing because Kate seems to really understand this TV show. Yes. And she just would be the perfect producer puppet, because I don't like, in the first season, she wanted to get off the show so bad. It was
Yeah. She's like,
hilarious.
I've made my $200,000. Can I go home?
Literally,
I don't
she's
do
like,
this. I'm gonna run through the forest.
and get maggots dumped on me. And I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie, last week when they was to see Phaedra get snatched up in the tree like that.
That was amazing. That was amazing. And her like, oh Lord Jesus. Okay, come on and get me now.
It wasn't that soft. She was like, "Y'all better come up and get."
Y'all
What was
come
that?
get me
Y'all better come
now.
up and get one of these. You better come up and get me. All right. So right now, again, like I said to you guys over on TikTok, like I'm gonna weekly we'll live stream Traitors on TikTok, and then we'll come over here. But I haven't been this excited for a reality show in a while. Like, this show really, like, I was on the edge of my seat today. I'm not gonna lie. And every week I've wanted to talk about it, so I'm just so happy we're all here right now. Okay.
It's like appointment television that doesn't happen very often anymore. So like as soon as it drops, it's like, come on, I've literally been waiting all day. Like, come on, I need to watch it. I want to see it before like whatever. So yeah, I love it.
Period. And right now, the other one that I'm doing that with is Love Island All Stars and Games, even though Games just ended. But we'll get into that a little later. So let's get into some Housewives stuff, though, because, and then we'll get into, well, you don't watch Baddies, but I guess let me just start with Baddies, because the fact that Nene, first of all, the fact that this show is a scam and has people paying what is it, $5, and this one show, Baddies, which is the only show they have on right now, has been playing since September.
It's not. Wait, what you mean? It's the only show they have on right now? Wait, what?
Yeah, like there hasn't been, this show Baddies is the only like new thing that has been. Oh wait, Ronnie, they did play. See, on Peacock, I can't see a cliffhanger. Per the cliffhanger, do you think the person, Kate in this case, knows that if they don't accept the traitor, they are subject to going home? I wonder if they know that detail. I think they do because I mean we've never seen them. Um, we've never. I don't think I've never seen them put someone in a dungeon before, but they usually do tell them like you have to take this because I can't remember which was it the Australia one, Courtney, where they gave
Ooh.
someone that ultimatum like it's like you either have to take this or you're gonna die, and they didn't want to take it, but they were like, well, I also don't want to die, so.
I don't think that was Australia because I
It,
feel like every time somebody got offered it in Australia, it was never like a thing. It was
then it
like,
was.
yep,
It might have been the second season of UK or the first season of UK.
because I
Um,
haven't watched UK.
So yeah, but back to Baddies. So Ryan just said I canceled my subscription. It's a mess. I'm gonna actually DM you because I found out how to watch it for free, and that's
Oh,
and now that's TV. Um, shout out to the
but no,
BBC
legit, like
Baddies.
you're paying your subscription for what is it, Zeus, and you only have one show.
Yeah, they like aren't playing other shows. It's literally Baddies, and they've stretched this show out since like September. And when I tell you, like, you'd be like, they literally were at a race car track for the entire episode, arguing about how a girl breathed. Like, literally, she was like, oh, you saw the way she breathed like that? Like, oh, she's negative. She's negative. It's like, Rolly, you're negative. You're negative, and also just crazy you were on Jerry Springer. Like, I just can't. Where do you get these people from? And down the line, I'm gonna bring someone on here who has some tea on on the network Zeus and the alleged trafficking that is happening with some of these girls. But I do want to talk, and we'll get more into. I'll break it more down next week. Um, because the reunion, here's what I will give about the reunion. Whoever
Nene,
Nene leaks. That's it. And I feel like Nene should fire her team because I think what Nene thought it was, and then when she actually went and showed up, she was like horrified. Every scene of her is like, it, and to me that's entertainment. But I'm also looking at Nene like, girl, oh how the mighty have fallen.
yeah, that's not a good look. Not a good look at all.
No. And they're filming, they're getting already ready for the Caribbean girls, all that jazz. The only thing that I really enjoyed this week watching it was also at fight wise would be that Krishan's sister Tashiki whooped that girl E.T. Even though, because E.T. was out here, Scarface was out here talking about, oh, I did my big one. Everyone, I did my big one. You never did nothing. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything. Nobody ever does anything. And it's embarrassing. Uh, Broken Arrow
Lord.
says, Nene was like, you going to have my back, right? To the co host. Right. Janisha ain't going to do nothing.
Nisha's gonna get out the way, honey. She's like, I'm too pretty. I'm not about to get stabbed. Like,
Okay.
no.
No. All right. So Courtney was like, hey, did you see Housewife and the Hustler Part 2? Um, okay, please give me the cliff notes because I'm not gonna lie, I turned it on, and
It's real long.
I was excited because it shows uh, Hustler and the Housewife is about Erica Jane from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was married to Tom Girardi, a very infamously known lawyer here in Hollywood and Beverly Hills. He was stealing money from his clients. Erica has the name. She's on TV, so she was really being dragged into this whole court case. They played it out on Beverly Hills. So how there is a part one. You can watch the documentary. It's called Hustler and the Housewife and a Hustler. So they came out with a part two. The only reason I was excited for part two, I thought part two was just gonna be a sit down with
Yeah.
Erica and the victims because that was the whole thing on Beverly Hills, that Erica never said anything about the victims, had no empathy for them, and she kept saying, I can't because I'm in a trial. And until I'm free of this trial, I can't say anything, which understandable. And so then when I saw that she went to meet with these girls, I was like, okay, all right, I can appreciate that. I watched the first 20, 30 minutes maybe and
Mhm.
was like, what happened to the round table? Like, why are we going deeper and deeper into the case? Like, we know he's a bad guy. I want to just see, I'm here just for Erica's behalf with the victims. Do we get more of that at the end? Do I need to go back
They
and.
do. So basically, they will cut back at the end to her sit down at the table with those women who were victims and victims' parents of Tom Girardi. I would suspect that they were hoping that the round table with the victims was going to be a little bit better than it was, and it turned out to not be such a great situation and not the feels that they were looking for, and so a lot of it maybe got cut. Um,
Mm.
because the awkward coldness that you probably saw at the top of the episode is pretty much how that entire interaction went later.
Or
I
when they were like, "Oh, like, what do you want to say?" She's like, "Well, I don't really know.
yeah,
I don't really know. Why don't you
yeah,
guys? It's been so long. Why don't you guys tell me how you feel?" No,
yeah.
that's not what the point is.
It didn't do Erica any favors at all. I do think she kind of apologized, if I recall correctly, a little bit, but it was not. She is, for whatever reason, not emotionally available in this situation at all, and it just, she made a comment like, "Yes, I will do whatever I can to help." Help you guys and blah 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 blah. And then she went to, I guess one of the ladies was having a charity event, so she was at the charity event, awkwardly taking photographs at the event. And then they, how they do the the black screen and then say like what's happened since the filming. And basically the women have not heard from her ever again.
Oh,
Um, so it was like, damn, girl, you didn't even want to try to do a GoFundMe for them or something. But no, but in the good, there were good, even though like we were hoping for a better and maybe more interaction from Erica and maybe seeing a soul, the documentary of it all did give us updates on what's been happening and actually dove into, we got some information on how Erica got away from Tom, and that she got like a friend that was a mutual friend with her and Tom that like spotted her like $150,000 to get a lawyer, to get the divorce going, and to get a home. And that, there were people that were sympathetic to why Erica is the way that she was, and definitely pushing the point that, Erica was getting all this smoke for some shit, and she's a freaking showgirl. We're not giving smoke to Tom in the same way when he's the one that's been doing this for 40 years. So there were more information and more details, and I think there were two of the victims that have been paid that were in the original doc and also in this one. So that was good to see. But yeah, it didn't do Erica no favor. She probably should have just not done it.
yeah, that's what it gave me, and I was just like, let me turn this off. Let me turn this
Yeah,
off and watch Real Housewives of Miami.
she was
But let's
cool.
let's get into Beverly Hills real quick. We see Erica with therapy. She had a little therapy session talking about how painful everything is, and she just can't with anything. Uh, I thought honestly, to be honest, Beverly Hills has kind of been a snooze fest for me. I do enjoy seeing Sutton going on dates. It's funny. To me, it's entertaining to see how goofy she is. But also just seeing all these girls on Ozempic is so wild to me. Like, it's insane, actually.
Look,
What?
I said a little bit, but I will say Kyle in her white pants at the party.
Kyle looks the best,
Girl,
and she's
girl,
not
she was stacked.
drinking.
I was like, okay, girl. She got some junk in the back that was stacked. I was like, get
Right.
it, girl.
Where Sutton has looking like London Bridge is falling down from the back. Oh.
Hey,
Mm.
hey, I support the ladies holding on to the natural.
No, that's not natural. That's Ozempic, but it's are
No, she
losing
ain't never
natural.
had one, girl. You saw her booty before. She didn't have one. She ain't, it was always inverted, but that's not her fault. That's what the Lord gave her, and she is dealing with it, and it's okay. Either way, she's funny. And actually, what's weird is I actually think Sutton has been the only really entertaining portion of this entire season.
Yeah,
Like
because I can't with Crystal getting her backbone with what's the new girl's name?
Anna Marie.
I cannot. First of all, I cannot take this woman off of the show. She's giving me Sonia, whatever her name is from Real Housewives of Atlanta vibes. Like, just like, girl, why are you here? Why are you
Oh,
here?
like, why was I like, who is Sonya on
Exactly.
Atlanta? Forgot Sonya Richards Ross. But yeah, I'm sad because I always want a black girl to succeed and get herself a good check. I feel like they didn't give Cherie Fletcher enough of a chance last season because she was just a friend that didn't do anything and wasn't in any scenes. And
But
but bringing in
Sheree's also not gonna like be messy. Like that,
no,
not messy.
but
Like Anne Marie was messy this season. Like,
agreed. But she blames editing that they just focused on the esophagus thing way longer. But I laugh at that because she brought it up at multiple events. So even if they made it a stream, it's because you brought it up at multiple events. It's not like it was one event that went over like 4 episodes of her talking about it. It was brought up multiple times. And I'm just like, you fail. But she threw a cute party. That
mm-hmm.
party was cute until I Sutton, because when Sutton rolled up in there, she was like, "Girl, I brought my own drink. I don't drink no Corbel." I was like, "You right," because I
Period.
didn't catch that it was Corbel. I was like, "Oh look, Anna Marie did a good thing. Like it's pretty and there's lots of good food and sparkling rosé." And then they zoomed in on that Corbel, and I was like, "Oh,
Goodbye to
we can't
you.
get no way."
Period. Side note: did you guys see the Housewives Super Bowl commercial that worked them where they were performing? It was like
Why?
why? It was for like those cracker bars. I don't know what it was, but
I'm glad
interesting.
to know what it was for. I didn't get through to figure out what it was actually for. I was like, "What is going on?" I'm so confused.
Ronnie said, I just said on a YouTube short that Sheree Zampino should be on the next season of Traitors. She didn't get her shine like she deserved. Okay. She
I
would
love
be.
her, but knowing her, I don't know if I see her on Traders.
Yeah, I don't. I think. I feel like she would sit in the back and they would probably assume she's a
Yeah,
traitor quickly and try to kick her off.
and that's me saying a good thing. I like have spent quite a bit of time with Cherie, and she just don't seem like she would thrive in that environment.
No, but you know what? How about for next week, you come up with your dream team of traitors and I'll come up with mine. And Ronnie, let's
Okay,
have you come next week on, and the three of us, everyone come up with their list of which traitor next
like
season
what
we should
class
like.
you would
Yeah,
want to
a
see?
new cast next season. And I'll let you guys can DM me, and then I'll get pictures and stuff like that so we can put it up for next week.
Awesome.
All
I'm
right. Here's my thing with Potomac. Obviously, it was off this week.
okay. That's a show.
Exactly. And we're not going to talk that much about it because I think Bravo, or in my case, Peacock, because that's what I'd be watching everything on. Like, Peacock has me in a chokehold. I'm not going to lie. Out of all the apps, it's Peacock right now. I literally wrote, do we care anymore of Potomac? I feel like you took 2 weeks off to the point where it's like the storyline ain't all that for me to even care. Couldn't even remember what storyline we really get into at this point. At this
I
point,
don't
we don't.
remember what we're doing. What was the last episode? I have no recollection.
I mean, at this point, just come back with the reunion. And I mean, actually, do we really even need one at this point? I feel like there's too many breaks. It's like, why would you? Here's my thing too. Why would you skip Super Bowl weekend, especially when you have Peacock? Because the thing about it is typically the people that are watching Housewives aren't going to be caring about Potomac, the Super Bowl. Yeah, we might switch over to watch.
Love.
Okay, well, I am. But it's just like I mostly watch these shows the next day, anyways, on Peacock. So you still
Yeah.
could have kept it. You still would have got the numbers, and you would at least have me interested. At this point, I'm not. I mean,
And I
I
feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta didn't skip Super Bowl weekends.
sometimes I do remember. I do remember sometimes if the storyline was good enough, they wouldn't. But there were. I do remember that. I remember having this exact conversation. Like, I don't care about the Super Bowl. I still would have watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, I just would. Yes, I'm gonna switch over to the halftime. Sorry, but like, I don't know. I'm just over it.
Interesting.
Um, Real Housewives of Dubai apparently is already. The girls are tweeting about it, saying that it should have been aired a while ago, and it's just kind of sitting on hold, and no one really knows why. I could tell you my reasoning.
It's been
Um,
like 2 years since the last episode that we saw of them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first season didn't do it for me. Like,
It didn't do. I didn't think it was amazing,
no, but it
but I also
wasn't.
liked the first season. But I also had an attachment because I used to watch Ladies of London. So Caroline Stansbury is somebody that I'm like fascinated by, and I think there was room for them to grow. So I wanted them to get another season, but
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it sucks, and that's why we haven't seen it yet. But also, Beverly Hills and Miami are ending at the same, literally the same time. They all have a finale episode next week, which rarely happens. They usually end around the same time and start to fade out, but they literally have an ending at the same time. And I'm like, are we really just left with Potomac? Because what's coming?
Isn't there? No, there should be an ultimate girls trip, right?
Well, the Ultimate Girls Trip is on hold because we can't see it because Caroline Manzo got felt up.
But wasn't there? Isn't there another one? Or was the
Legacy
legacy?
already aired in place of what we were supposed to be getting. So we should have been getting Legacy now or
Mm,
Morocco, and we're not getting it.
damn. Yeah. So I guess they'll
And
get.
Orange County just started filming, so there's nothing. Oh, I guess Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Jersey,
Okay.
that's
But
what it is.
still, that's only so we're only gonna have Jersey and they'll
The remnant of Potomac.
and honestly, then they probably will put Dubai out. Then
I think they had a date for Dubai, but it wasn't till June.
Ronnie, is Jersey coming after Beverly Hills and Miami? It
It
has
has,
to be, cause
yeah.
but it's crazy. I don't. I haven't really heard too much chatter about Jersey at all.
Nah, I mean, when they first started shooting, there was lots of chatter because they were saying, "How is this going to work?" Because Teresa and what's the face Melissa refused to film together, so it's like two shows and whatever. But then, but did you hear
Oh,
Mr. Louis got indicted?
oh, for what?
So you know how that detective or whatever Bo Deedle that they were talking about last season, and
Yeah.
there was like word on the street that they had kind of done some shady shit to his ex girlfriend or ex wife. I don't know if it was a girlfriend or a wife, whatever it is. I believe that they just got, and I'm saying indicted. I believe he was indicted or something, but whatever. They are accused of illegally accessing her computer and stuff around this her accusations of like stalking and crazy shit.
Oh.
So, oh Louis, not we about to take Teresa back down Jailbird Row.
Interesting. Okay. Um. Apparently, they have started filming for Real Housewives in New York. That's what I'm reading right
How have
now.
they started and we don't know the cast?
Scene 15 might, but here's everything we know so far. Um. Oh no, they don't. Nope, they don't. Okay, what's going on in the Bravo universe, guys? It's weird.
It's
Where's
weird. This is not normal. Like to
where
not know
there's
what's coming and what's the lineup, like what's next.
yeah, because unless maybe they have a new show or something they're gonna try.
Oh, don't do that to us.
All right, so Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's just tap on it real quick. Also, it would be way too early for them to bring New York back because I was in this apartment when it was still airing. So yeah, and that just ended in October, November. So yeah, it won't. New York won't come back till the fall.
Yeah, they just started filming, just like Orange County just started filming. So they'll probably all both of those will come out fall.
Hmm. Interesting. Ronnie says, I know Courtney loves Psy, but do we think she is back? I didn't originally like her, but I actually think Psy's. I think she's great. I think she.
Because you know that it was floating around the internet that they were bringing back some of the oldies and keeping a few of the newbies, but the two newbies that were gone were Jenna Lyons and Psy. And when I saw that, I was crushed because I think Jenna Lyons and Psy are the two they need to keep the most.
Agreed. Since we didn't talk about Legacy, I liked Legacy. I thought for me it was I just think it's refreshing, like to watch Countess, Sonia, and Ramona. Like, it's just, they're entertaining. The three of them together are entertaining. They've been with each other for so long. They know each other. They know how to affect each other, how not to affect each other. And even the two new girls, I could see the two, not the new girls, they're the old girls. What was their names? From
Kelly
Scare,
Benson, Kelly,
Kelly,
and Kristen.
Kelly and Kristen. I feel like they actually could work with the new girls on Roni, like personality wise. I feel like Kelly would be a super messy person in that group. I just don't care for Kelly. I would rather Sonia be in it involved, but also seeing the old girls with these new girls would be so weird after watching a full season of the new girls by themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
I kind of feel like if they're to combine them at all, I would take Sonia and the Countess. And if Jenna Lyons was coming back, I feel like Jenna Lyons is, from an age perspective, that bridge with that generation because she's a little bit closer in age than the other women. And I think that it could be interesting because Sonia showed that she was open to new breath with Ebony. And I think that it gives us another side of Sonia trying to like learn and be a part. And it just puts her in different situations that I think work. And I think it shows Countess at her best slash worst when she thinks she is still above everybody because these are new girls, which is the kind of effect that Ebony had on her. She didn't know what to do with herself because she was like, "Oh no, I'm still here. I'm the Countess. I'm this." Like, and she couldn't quite navigate that space. And I think that's interesting, but maybe not. Maybe they're not going to do it. I don't know what they're going to do,
I think it
but
would be
I don't.
interesting, especially watching the Crappy Lake spinoff. Like seeing Sonia and Luann together like that, I think is interesting. Ronnie says, I still think Olivia Palermo of the City is also a good bridge for Roni cast.
I agree that could work.
Okay, I'm here for
She
that.
could be interesting. But I would actually take Olivia Palermo and get rid of Aaron.
Yes, 1,000,000%. Yeah, because energy wise. Let's talk about Miami. Ronnie's favorite. I wasn't really into Miami at the beginning. And then Courtney had me because I kind of literally stopped. And then Courtney's like, no, you got to watch the Mexico trip. I stopped right before the Mexico trip. And then, yes, the Mexico trip delivered 100%. I was like, thank you. Here's the juice that I've needed.
Next.
You know, obviously we got this Larsa and Marcus Jordan thing, which also interesting in the news that people said they broke up because she unfollowed them. She unfollowed Marcus. Marcus was with his dad on the Super Bowl, duh. But then all of a sudden, Valentine's pops out. We see Larsa and Marcus pop out, and she got a ring on her finger. So you guys, Larsa was best friends with the Kardashians. She is PRing herself. That is exactly what I think she's doing. I think that's what Marcus likes about her, honestly. I actually really believe their relationship. I know it's crazy, but as crazy as it is, I really think it works in the sense of Larsa is someone who wants to retain her youth. And so that's why she's dating a younger guy. She's been with Scotty her whole life. I think mentally that can do something to somebody because being married to a basketball player, like, we know the things that happens. And so my empathy for her is that, yes, we know her age, but mentally, what is Larsa's age? Like, you were friends with the Kardashians. You were in this long relationship. You felt, yes, you were living a life, but we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes in real life. So I think that's where Marcus's youth gives her happiness. And I think for Marcus, he likes that she's, hot Instagram looks and what's it called? Kind of like she knows how to play the game, and he's never going to outshine his dad. So I think this is his way to feel like when would Marcus have ever been pulled for Traitors? So I think that's what he likes is like, oh, it's kind of like a power couple, and he's young and he's like, she's hot and I'm down, and like they have their podcast together. They both seem very codependent. And so, you know, I think that the whole breakup thing and unfollowing thing was just so we were talking about them. It's giving Kardashian PR, personally for me. Um, but in the episodes, I gotta say this season, I know last season I ran through Nicole like a dirt bike. I like her, but I feel like she took criticism from last season from listening to people online, and I feel like I like her this season better, personally for me. I
I don't
don't
know
know.
how you didn't like her last season. I like her, period. And I think she's been great forever.
Ronnie says, facts on facts on facts. Both Larsa and Marcus know what's going on. Yes.
I would just like to get out of that chat at all. Like, I want us to not care because
Right.
they want us to care so bad. And I want us to not care.
I mean, it's literally like the other part is the same time. Now we have this rumor just to kind of step back out of Housewives and into the tabloids where it was Larsa and Marcus Jordan we were talking about this weekend. And on the flip side of that, we also were talking about Kim Kardashian and Odell Beckham Jr. And I here's my thing. I really hope not for him.
Why?
Okay, because here's the thing. I don't think he is as I I think he's beautiful. That's about it.
Beautiful, honey. Yes,
Huh?
he's always beautiful.
He's
He's
always been
always
beautiful.
fine.
But
Yes.
I think my thing with Kim is that's not who you need to be with. You do not need. He doesn't seem like a businessman. Like he's out here slanging Kendall Jenner the Moon toothpaste. Like, and if you watch, like I followed him for a while, and just watching him, I'm like, oh, poor baby. He's just a beautiful face to look at. Like, and so Kim, it's just like I don't know. You got too many kids at this point. Like, you need a man. You need a
Or
man.
maybe she doesn't. Maybe
Right.
exactly what she needs is a beautiful face with a beautiful dick
Well, I don't know if
that
you're
knows how to
giving all
put it
those.
on her when she wants it and leave her alone because she got a baby daddy to deal with and she got 4 kids to deal with and a multi-billion-dollar business to deal with.
I just don't
So, and
like her dating guys that always have rumors that they're bisexual or
bisexual. Yeah, I mean, he's
hey,
bisexual. So, he likes the kitty
but
sometimes and he likes the
also
dick.
he used to talk to uh gosh, Chloe.
Okay, but they sure, man, they've been doing that.
I mean, yeah,
Hello.
because Travis wrote a book and put how he was obsessed with Kim K in it. Like,
That's not a rule in the Kardashian clan. Like there's no boundaries in there. Like
I mean, I don't know. I think also it's just like, why are we speculating this? Like, there hasn't been one actual, like, neither of them, they hung out at one party. So I just think it's weird. I feel like PR wise, Chris is like, let's see how people take this. And then maybe we'll pop Kim out with a new little romance. I don't know. But Ronnie says if Kim is going to make a move with acting, she probably needs to level up and maybe find interest in someone in that world. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really want her with like a banker or who's bisexual. I mean, there are many rumors of Odell Beckham being
fluid.
fluid. And there's a really weird video of him and Justin Bieber. Like low key, I feel like they were going
I didn't know
going skiing. If you catch what I'm throwing down, but other people were saying that Justin Bieber went down on him. You can find the video if you just type in Justin Bieber and Odell Beckham. I don't know. I feel like they were snorting something, but it also, and Trey Songz was involved in that too. So like it's a weird, yeah, it's a weird video. It's a weird video. But yeah, so you can find that on your own after this. All right, so what else we got? All right, back to Real Housewives of Miami. Adriana's performance. I mean, Gloria Estefan must be rolling in her bed and just like, what is my ex doing? because well,
Wait, did they break up? Did I
did
know
are they
that?
still together?
Are they still married? I don't
Oh,
know.
well, I hope
Because
not.
everybody's getting separated and divorced. I don't know.
I hope not because I hope she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What?
Oh my
Look, I love
gosh.
Adriana. I think she's hot. I think she's beautiful. The music is not it for me. I love that a woman at her age is doing what she's doing and looks the way she looks,
Oh
and
yeah.
so I support her for that aspect of it. But to like take this as a serious thing, like, girl, and like not only that, but Emilio, like you are known as a great musical director, producer, and this is what we on. Ronnie says, I need to go to church. This episode is wild. Next move swing is back. Oh, yep. Gloria loves that man. I'm sure they 100% together still. Well, and she
Yeah, they
probably,
are. It's not divorced online
she
so
probably
far.
was like, don't bring those cameras near the house. Don't bring those cameras anywhere near me. Although I'm not gonna lie, I would live if Gloria Estefan was on Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. But
Okay.
also, that's a good play for them because it just look, say what you will, Real Housewives is pop culture zeitgeist, and continuing to have Emilio Estefan's name like floating around the craziness, whatever it is, and them saying like, I mean, the songs are cute and they're bops, like regardless, like they have a daughter that's in the industry that's young. It just keeps their name going in a world, and we're thinking like obviously they're iconic, they don't need clout or like whatever, but there is something to be said to keep your name in circulation, and that's what he's doing by dealing with Adriana. Like he's keeping that name in circulation, that he's doing work and he's still working and he's coming up with fun shit, and like it is what it is. So I ain't mad.
Fair enough. We also on this Mexico trip. All right, so last episode, Kiki and Lisa got into it, and so that kind of trickles into the it trickles into this episode. The girls they go on this like boat thing, and there's like
Wow, amazing.
the scary. Everyone they keep saying dead babies. I'm like,
They're
these are
dolls.
dolls. I'm like, these are not real babies. Like Julia getting like emotional over. It was just look. I get, I couldn't even put myself in that position to mentally put myself there. Obviously, I've never gone through something like that. So I can understand maybe it triggering, but like y'all feeding into her, like talking about the dead babies, they're dolls. They're literally fake. They're dolls. And now Marisol and some of them, they do be going to voodoo people or whatever it is that they be doing. So maybe there's
I
something a
mean, and
little.
that's what the dolls were for. They're like protecting the spirits of the dead babies, like or children. So it was just weird. That was some wild stuff. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be on it. You know what I mean? Like, it gave me like the Disney Jungle River ride. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like, they have like the little tiki heads. Like, that's what
God,
it was giving me.
I
Ronnie
cannot.
says Gloria has only slept with one man, and it's Emilio, and I love that. You know what I mean? Let's bring that back to love. Okay. Speaking of Valentine's
I
Day,
don't know. I
um,
mean, I hope he's good, and hopefully he's been faithful, but he probably hasn't. Cause
side note: I think Gloria is appearing on the finale episode. I kind of was thinking that probably could happen.
oh my god,
I mean, I loved me some Gloria Estefan. I saw her in Vegas years, what that was
always
years,
and forever, she is queen.
and she was definitely a queen. All right, here's my thing with Kiki and Lisa though. Lisa is giving me Dorit vibes,
Oh
like
yes, honey. Okay, okay.
100%. Lisa is giving me Dorit vibes. Like it's like out of touch, out of sync, out of mind. And Kiki's not Garcelle in the sense of like, in that way, because Kiki isn't from America, is she?
No, she's Haitian. I don't know if she was. I assume she was born in Haiti because she kind of
Okay.
talked young.
And I also think too, like black women who were not born in America don't I've noticed don't really reference like how Garcelle like holds Dorit accountable. Black women from outside of America, I noticed don't really do that. to that extent, because I don't feel like, to me, Kiki should have. I feel like, actually, low key, I feel like Lisa is less, like, I feel like Dorit with Garcelle, it's like Dorit is clueless, where Lisa is like, girl, it's like, you so full of yourself, and the fact that Kiki had to go apologize to you is beyond.
I think that, just for record, I'm pretty sure Garcelle was born in Haiti.
Oh, really?
And
Interesting.
I might be making that up, but I don't think she was born in the States, because I feel like when she was telling her origin story, she like came as a teenager or something. But I think the actual difference, if that is true, because I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So if they were
I'm
both
gonna
born
I'm
in
gonna
Haiti,
look it up. Let me see. All right, go say what you're saying, Ron.
they, I think that the actual difference is that Kiki is gonna pop off and punch you in the face, and she's trying to control herself. So she's not trying to engage, and she just wants to squash it because she got too much going on. Whatever's really going on in Kiki's life, it's been a lot. And she just trying to keep her cool with these ladies, have a good time, and do her thing. I think that Garcelle has, just based on what you were saying, like her bringing it to Dorit a little bit more than Kiki maybe did, but I think actually Kiki ended up for real bringing it to Lisa, and Lisa proved herself to be an asshole. And I'm not mad at nothing Kiki said to her, but I do
Same.
think it's because Garcelle is not gonna pop off the way that Kiki knows that she's gonna pop off. So I think that Kiki is actually just working a little bit harder to keep her cool, and that's why she's not.
Yeah, Garcelle was born in Haiti and moved here when she was 3. And I'm trying to see when Kiki moved here. It's actually, I'm just saying this because I just had a conversation with a friend of mine and she was born in Canada, and she was kind of explaining that to me. Like, she was like, I don't look at it in that way initially. She was like, but as the longer I've lived here in America, I understand that. She's like, I understand that conversation now, where she was like, a lot of black girls where I'm from don't really jump to that. She was like, but the longer I've lived in America, it's like, oh.
Because you learn in America that that shit is always there, and it's not the same in other places. Even though it does appear in other places, it's not always there in
That
the
part.
same way.
Ronnie says, yes, Lisa stepped into that Dorit and Ramona Singer type cast. Lisa has always been a great cast member, but she's crumbling this season. She is. And here's my thing, though, with Kiki. Like, and Kiki had every right. Actually, I don't even want to put on Kiki, because I what Lisa went through is wild, and I don't think you can, give someone a time frame of when they should be over something. And so I understand her being self-absorbed in this situation. I 100% do. Like, you're still trying to figure out where you're gonna live. Like, it's giving Erica Jane Ness. So
Yeah.
I can sympathize in that to that extent. But then Alexia and all the girls kind of saying, like, this is just how she is. You know what I mean? Like, she's always kind of been this before. And like, so now it's kind of like the boy who cries wolf. Like, it's like, I can't feel bad for you now because it's just how you been. Like, if you was cool before, and now because you going through what you going through, I can support you and be here for you. But girl, I'm not here for it this season. Did you guys feel like Julia was wrong for bouncing around being a little meddler? Oh.
I mean, in real life, yes. On a reality TV show, no, she was doing her job, like
Right.
stirring it up, girl, stirring it up.
Now, also, what was your take with like the girls pushing so hard about the Michael Jordan comment? I get like talking about it, but I also felt like it was very forced, like trying to make Larsa like talk about it. It's like you could clearly see she's awkward about it, so you fine to ask the question, but once you see that, it's like, why are y'all pushing this so hard? Like,
I don't feel that way at all. I feel like they were doing their job, and Larsa was playing just like Adriana was like, she's like in La La Land and like pretends like everything is fine. Like, I think it's their job to hold her feet to the fire. Like, well, girl, what's going on? Because you telling us this, and this is not looking like that, and you trying to act like you ain't got to answer this question. Answer it. But I also just didn't even think they pressed it that hard. It was like twice, like, hey, but this happened online, but you told us this don't make sense, and it
mm,
doesn't.
Yeah, I get it.
So I don't know. I don't think it was that serious. But I do respect that Larsa is like, I don't even want to be saying his name, like Michael Jordan, like, because I'm not trying to put Michael Jordan is here. Like, we're not trying to bring him into reality nonsense. Like, I'm not going to do that. That's for my partner to talk about because that's his father. So I can fully respect that coming from Larsa. And I wish he had just said that outright instead of pretending like everything is great.
Well,
Like,
I
he
don't
could,
I don't feel like she made it seem like everything is great. Like her face was
I'm thinking
definitely
about
like,
before,
oh
like
yeah,
now, but the idea that you basically probably was lying, like, oh, we hung out with the family and it's fine, and then she's like, no, I've never met him. Like from jump, she should be like, I'm not speaking on Michael Jordan. That's my partner's father. If he wants to say something about it, he can, but out of respect, I'm just not going to talk about it. So back up,
yeah.
and it never
Okay.
has to be a conversation again.
Fair enough. All right, so then we'll see next week what we got going on. Cause yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
did you find it interesting or this was this episode? What's the name? Julia and Alexia suddenly making jelly together.
was that this episode?
That was this episode. They got back because Julia's talking about keeping her farm going, and all of a sudden she and Alexia like have a line of jelly together or
Oh
jam or
yeah, I
fucking
don't
words. Like what?
look. I feel like yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just felt really random and totally out of place. And I
But
was
you
like,
know what though? Alexia and Julia live on the same
planet.
like what's the little Kim dance? The same like polar opposite sides, but the same plane. Personally, that's how I feel. Like just cuckoo, both of them, but entertaining, very entertaining.
Definitely
Um,
entertaining.
Alexia is very entertaining for me. Julia is just like, girl, you're not from here. You're not from here, so it's just entertaining to watch.
She's a bit of a weirdo. But I want to know where we can find this guava raspberry jam
Well, let's
jelly.
look it up.
Whatever.
See if we can get some for next week.
Get
Uh,
some,
like
get
that,
some jam.
like that time when we used to do Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we wanted to try the Cynthia's wine or whatever, and none of us were like, "I'm not buying that peach crap."
Can't get that.
All
No.
right. So outside of the Housewives world, let's see. I've watched Love Island. I don't know if you've ever watched Love Island.
Never watched Love Island, but I've had multiple people try to get me to do it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna try to get you to do it because here's my thing.
Uh
Again,
oh. Not
oh
bad.
no, no, I love it. I like genuinely like love it. Is it an amazing show? No, but if you are gonna get into one, Love Island Games is not. First of all, Love Island is like 70 something episodes. It's crazy, honestly. And like honestly, like I had the opportunity to go work on it. And I was like, they said 3 months. I said, absolutely not. Like, yeah, Fiji's cool, but like, absolutely not.
Like I
Uh,
can't.
1 month in Mexico was enough for me for
Like,
Netflix. You're not getting me to do that. But and I don't even like watching shows like that because I've worked on other shows that are very similar. But last week, when you guys can go watch the episode I did last night, talking about Grammys, Usher, all that, and you'll hear I sliced my freaking heels on some Zara shoes, or not my heels. What is that? Like my back tendons.
your
And
Achilles.
yeah, like crazy. So I had a lot of time last week where I couldn't move, literally. And so I watched way too many seasons of Love Island because I just was like, I need something to just continuously have on. And I watched USA, UK, a little bit of Australia, which I gotta say, out of all of them, America has the most diversity because I'm questioning if black people live in Australia based off all 7 seasons.
Well, when it comes to like love shows in general, that's
Well,
always a weird.
no, but
For
I'll send you one good season of Love Island USA that is like, it's so good. It was so
what
good.
the premise? Like, you go to an island to find love and like just make out with a bunch of people. Like, is it Bachelor on Love Island? Like, what? I don't even know
I
what
actually
it's.
like it better than Bachelor because it's not one person. So yeah, it's like five girls, five guys, and you have to match up with somebody the first day just based off looks, right? Like you
First
basic
day.
yeah,
Oh.
like you basically are like, and then you have to sleep in the bed with this person.
Oh, I
And
was gonna say, are they actually sleeping together and stuff?
yeah, but everyone sleeps in the same room. So it's not like yeah, it's like a military camp almost, but and you all sleep next. It looks like the seven dwarfs in Snow White. Like you all just sleep in these beds together. And then you can switch partners. Like there's different ceremonies. Like say you get to know this person better and you're like, actually we are vibing more, so I'm actually going to couple up with this person. And then they throw in every couple days they bring in, they're called bombshells, and so they're just these random people, hot guys, hot girls, and it mixes the whole island up. It's messy, it's fun, and why I like this new season. The new seasons are All Star. This is what happened. I started watching All Star and Love Games. I keep calling it Love Games. That's all I'm going to call it. So just so you know what I'm talking about. And Love Games. And that's where I was like getting to know all the personalities. And I was like, oh, I got to go back and watch this season because the all-star one, people already have tea, and it's like, wait a minute, like they was already dating and now they're coming back. So I definitely recommend it. If you haven't watched it, I would say start with Love Island Games because it's only 10 episodes. It's
Okay.
fun. It gives me a little bit of the challenge kind of, and then some of these people are actually on the challenge. You might know them from that. And then Love Island All Stars is a great season to start because then if you want to know some of the tea, you can go back to other seasons from that point. And I just want to say, all you people coming for Toby and Georgia because they switched up so much, they're the realest people. I don't care what y'all say. I love me some Toby. And Toby is the kind of guy who, if you are 100% for him, he ain't going to cheat on you. Yes, he's a player. He is a player, but he's been honest from the beginning. And he says, hey, this show is literally to test people out so you know who you like. And he keeps going back to Georgia, and y'all calling them fake. They've been consistent with this, like, are we really good for each other kind of thing. But the other part of this, and from working on these kind of shows, this is a social experiment, and it's the most messed up social experiment you can do. You do not feel like you are in real life. These people really fall in love with each other. You think it's like a show, like, oh, they're putting on for it. Like, that's why they use such young people,
Wow.
because they really get in there. Like when the show comes out, I can tell you which one it was. But like, I remember sitting there listening to this girl, and I was just like, oh, honey, like you really, oh. And then
You
one
really.
guy, like, I had to bring him home because I was like, sir, you're too normal to be on this show. That's the problem. You're too normal of a person to be on this show. He really believed it was, you
It
know.
was real, real life. It
Ronnie
was
says,
really.
I watched the season with Cash and Cinco, but generally it's a weird show to me. I may try the Love Games version, but we'll see. Yeah, honestly, the game one was entertaining to me. And then another show, which I watched the first episode and hung it up immediately, was Couple to Thruple with
Oh, I
Scott. What's
I
his
tried
name?
for
From
5 seconds.
E or Extra or something like that. He's the host, and I'm not into polygamy. If it's for you, I love that for you. Not my thing. So,
No.
New York Chicken Wing, I love that. I
Yeah.
just saw that you're live right now. I watched you back when you were on AfterBuzz reviewing Roja and BGC. Those were the days. Oh well, as soon as first hit that like, subscribe, and then go back and watch it because we talked about all the Housewives and Baddies. So I don't know if you watch Baddies, but yeah. And on Sundays, if you anyone watching don't want to pay for Zeus, y'all can. I'll be streaming over on TikTok. We can watch it together.
Bring it on TikTok. Yeah,
Boom. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Random. Are you watching Feuds right now?
I am, and I have not seen the newest episode.
Okay.
I've
All
only
right.
seen the first episode. Are we on the third episode this
The
week?
Yeah, the third episode's this week is the
Today.
third episode. Yes.
Third episode is today, so I'm 2 episodes behind. I've only seen the first one, and so far, it makes me very happy.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this era. I love rich white lady nonsense, and it works for me. So, and everybody looks great. I just think it looks good, so I'm into
Agreed.
it.
And it's like the most iconic cast you could get. Like so.
Oh, yeah.
And now that
Yes.
I know you watch Traitors, I'll be looking for your reviews. Yes, we started the show off with
Oofy.
Traitors.
Check it out.
Hyphy. But let us know in the comments what shows are you guys watching. Are there some reality shows we should be watching that maybe we haven't talked about or that we should check out? I'm always looking for some new stuff, especially since it looks like we're going to be light on Housewives for
Yeah.
the spring months. And that has me.
But
Well,
we didn't talk about for Roja the cast switch ups.
oh yes. Oh, and next week we'll bring up Married to Medicine. We won't do it this week, but we'll do a Married to Medicine. But Roja, we got no Candy. That was the first kind of announcement, and then now we find out Portia's back, and we just found out today or yesterday that Sonia is no longer coming back.
Sanya Richards Ross. I didn't
Correct.
even know that much. I missed that, but glad to hear it
And
because
apparently, there's still. I saw something where someone was like, "You guys are all saying this, but I want Drew to come back."
do y'all want her to? Why? Why?
Yeah, look,
Why?
for me, after here's why I think
You want her to sing again? Is that
no.
what it is?
I feel like they'll bring her back because she did that, and it was like a what is it called, a hazing thing for the housewives. But yeah, Ronnie says, watching this podcast, I've realized I watch too much TV. LOL. I need
Me
to
too,
exercise
baby.
more. Period.
Me too. Baby.
But you know what? Honestly, I watched Real Housewives. I watched like 4 episodes of Real Housewives of Miami on the treadmill today. So
There you go. Watch TV and exercise simultaneously.
period.
That's what you need to do.
But yeah, if you guys like this episode, and again, if you have any new shows that you think we should be watching, put it down in the comments below. We'll check them out, and then we will get into some Married to Medicine next week. And I know Courtney don't want this, but I want Phaedra back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But
I want her back if we're going to get Phaedra's life. I don't want her back if we just gonna get some bullshit, made up shit, a few parties, and her throwing shade. Her shade is amazing. The reason it works so well against Kenya is because she was living a real life with her husband right there and the babies coming in. And like, I need her to live her real life. What are you doing, Phaedra, in that harem? You got like weird dates going on. Like, what's going on?
well,
We want to know.
we just saw the picture of her and Apollo, and apparently Apollo is going to be on an episode of Married to Medicine. I just saw that post today. It was like Apollo, Phaedra, and their oldest son in a picture, and the rumor is he might show up on Married to Medicine. So I'm hoping that maybe that will be a bridge into taking us into. I just miss Phaedra. I really do. I love seeing her on Traitors. I would love for her to open up more. I don't think she's a good fit on Married to Medicine, but I am happy to see her.
No sense of Married to Medicine, and she's brought nothing to the show. This is the worst season of Married to Medicine ever.
Yes. New York Chicken Wing says, "Oh, this is a very niche, but there's a YouTube LGBT reality franchise called Chasing Reality." Oh yes, Q. I don't know if he created it or produces it, but yes, I do know Chasing Reality. I used to watch it, and I still subscribe. I'm actually subscribed to their channel. I'll check it out if there's a new season. Side note, if you guys want to watch something crazy funny, I'm not even gonna tell you the name, but it's a show on Tubi. It's a reality show.
Want to be.
No, Courtney, it makes me feel like I'm watching like back in the day Flavor of Love, like iconic, and it's all studs. It's all lesbian studs. It is hilarious. Like, I actually had to stop watching because I was like, low key, I want to review it. And like, Tubi, hire me for the after show, like, because it is pure entertainment. And I will get that. I think it's like someone on it is called Stud King.
I can't.
I just want you to understand that. Ryan says, I
much?
need to get back into the Real Housewives franchise. It's been a minute. Well, Atlanta will be a great starting point for you. Tell you the name. I don't know it right now, but I will get that for you next week, and I will write it down. Atlanta will be a good starting point because they really are shifting the cast up, I think, this season. Now that Candy's gone, they're really going to have to start from a new base, and we'll see where that takes us. So,
And we're not going to get that till like November, though.
no,
Like,
yeah.
we're not getting that for a very long time.
No,
If
so
we get it this year at all.
no. So actually, Jersey might be a good way to start too, because since they aren't filming with each other, they're gonna have to create some sort of storyline from that. But
Yeah,
I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back next week. We are going to see The Wiz, the musical, so we will be filming this a little earlier next week for you guys because it's probably late.
You might need to film it late though, because Traitors doesn't drop early enough.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Actually, we might be filming live from Courtney's house. We'll be sitting on that couch right there for you guys. Either or, we'll have a new episode. Hoochie Daddies, yes. You guys.
It is not called Hoochie Daddies.
You guys,
Stop
please.
right now.
Please, guys.
Stop.
Can we make a commitment here? Can we all make a commitment? Please watch the first episode of Hoochie Daddies and then report back here next week.
Oh my God.
Just the first episode, because if you guys think it is as funny as I thought it was, I literally stopped it. I was watching it with my homegirl, and I was like, oh, I have to stop this because this is a show that I want to do a live reaction to.
Oh my God.
Is this the unpopular opinion? But I like saying, yes, very unpopular opinion, Ronnie.
It's very unpopular, Ronnie. You just be coming up with stuff, bro. What?
And just like Sonya, we're gonna get on out of here. But thank y'all so much. Courtney, where can everyone follow you?
Follow me on the Instagrams at Stuart Starlet, because that's pretty much the only place I be on social media.
Boom. You guys can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J, but please follow us everywhere at Next Mood Swing across all social media platforms. Really trying to build the TikTok up so that way I can start streaming shows there, doing live reactions, and then coming over here and doing this. So until next week, I will post the time and follow us on Instagram so you can know what time it is. Peace.